Squatting, right? Think about this. Like, squatting is one of our natural human movements. It's just something that we do, and then we butcher it by trying to train it, right? Think about in the real world. How many times do you squat and you get your feet set up so they're shoulder width apart? You're making sure that you're evenly loaded, whether it's a barbell here, before you squat down to do anything in the real world. I'm going to ask you the next time that you go to squat to do something, bend over to pick something up, think about where your feet are. Because more than likely, you're going to have your feet a little bit offset, right? Kind of in what we call a sprinter stance. Now, what you just saw me doing was the shoulder squat using the ultimate sandbag. And even though my feet, yes, were shoulder width apart, there's so many more things going on through the core as I'm holding that USB on the right shoulder. I have to really struggle to fight that rotation. So I want to make sure I'm coming down evenly. And my feet will do a lot of weird compensations if I'm not strong enough for that, basically squat with a side plank. Now, what I want to talk to you about today, though, is how we change things up with our squatting pattern so we can replicate things outside of the gym so you're ready for the real world experience. Because I tell you, when I squat outside of the gym, typically I'm holding a kid here, I got a bag of groceries here, and I have to do something to pick up my car keys getting down. Rarely am I sitting there with my feet shoulder width apart in this nice stabilized bilateral position. So I want to talk to you about our sprinter stance squat. Now, with the sprinter stance squat, the thing with the sprinter stance is I'm going to take those toes into my back foot, line them up with my front heel, and you notice my heel stays up nice and high here, and I'm really pressing through the balls of that back foot. So in the DVRT language, we talk about the sprinter stance as having 60% on the front foot, 40% on the back foot, meaning I've got 60% of my weight pressing through on that front leg because my foot is flat, it's more strong because of the surface area, back foot's 40%. What I like to add to that is the fact that 100% of that 40% needs to be hot. It needs to be on. So as I get into my sprinter stance now, the thing is, a lot of people, when they're training in the gym, and this is why we don't do it necessarily outside the gym, is because my hips are really confined here. It's really hard for people that have poor hip mobility to get that squat. So if I open up that stance, like my normal squatting stance, and now I take that foot back. So again, here I am, that back heel's nice and high, toes in line with that front heel. As I squat down, I'm going to have more openness in my hips. And that's the really funny thing, not funny ha-ha, funny faux pas, is that we find out when people come here, they might not squat very well here. Their bodies are bending forward, their heels are coming up, but as soon as we put them in that sprinter stance squat, now they're actually getting that depth. So let me show you using our ultimate sandbag here. Using the shoulder position, so jumping the bag up, pop. Now again, I'm going to have you notice that back heel's nice and high, right? So I want you to see, though, the depth that I get in my squat is just even a little bit lower than my bilateral squat because of the position of my feet. And as I drive up, I have to really resist rotation and frontal plane movement. So now I'm strengthening my body to be ready for that real world position. So I'm holding on something here, I've got something here, and I'm trying to squat down to pick something else up. I can do so with certainty that I'm going to be very strong, pressing through that 60-40. So right back down here, I'm driving through that back foot, making sure now that it becomes a core dominant drill. So that's how we at Fitness Lying Down take your squats and we blow them up. We make them so you're stronger and ready for real world activities. And I tell you what, that's where it matters the most. Until next time, you're welcome.